it's teetering.
It's teetering.
On that thing. All right, here we go. Last match of the night. We got the mentor versus the protege, the teacher versus student. Jim Payne and Davey Dickerson, both from Nebraska. Actually, I take that back. Jim Payne is from Missouri. Davey Dickerson's from Nebraska, but Davey Dickerson was under Jim's tutelage to get here as a pro. They also won the North American Shuffleboard Championship doubles 2 years ago here, so they know each other's games. Jim opened up with a 1, then Dickerson gave up 3 with his hammer coming back the other way, and then lags off there.
Okay. So short weight by Jim Payne. Dickerson sticks him up, left hand. That weight's going to probably go all the way off. I think he wanted it to, but looks like it stopped there on 3.
Jim's got to make a decision here on how he wants to cover this weight.
Now with that short weight up there, there's a whole other dynamic in terms of blocking, because you've got a pretty good angle, covered one side or the other. So, yeah, go ahead.
You also, up 5-0, you'd rather be tighter than off this weight and let the opponent come in there with a free hand and stick and be covered.
Sure.
Up 5-0. If you're down 5-0, then it's the complete opposite. You want to make sure that they don't have a chance at a combo. Now it's open.
Yeah,
I think Davey may throw a left span here. He may throw a free hand on the left side, which is what he's doing. So if he can get a stick here.
Maybe a little roll behind that other one. That's what he's really wanting, I think. But, gosh, he's just not able to. He's not throwing them hard enough. That should have been just a touch harder, 10% harder.
So something to look at. If Jim doesn't stick this weight, Davey's going to throw a left cross and try to bury a weight here.
Yeah.
So this is a big stick for Jim. This isn't just it has to go. He's mad that he didn't stick it because now he knows that Davey's going in there left cross. Davey has already twice in this match not got it over far enough on this left side. So that's something to look forward. Make sure he gets it over there.
Didn't do it again.
He gets it. Jim has, the right, I don't think his right hand, he can bury a weight. He can throw free hand, or he can just say, you know what, I want him lagging against 2. Let me go ahead and throw it on the right side of this weight, about the same depth as the other weight, and make him lag against it. That's what he likes to do. Man, that board must really, really be pulling hard towards the center. So both of them, because Jim wants that weight further over.
He got it over far enough this time. Did he push it hard enough? Wow. 6-0. Jim Payne's out.
I think if Jim throws a short weight here, Davey's bumping it up. So Jim's going to like to just throw it off.
Yep.
We saw Jim's match with Junior earlier, and Jim stuck weight after weight after weight after weight, being up big. So Davey by no means is out of this game right now, and he should know that Jim doesn't throw extremely hard at weights. He's going to stay left-handed whenever he's trying to blast weights. So use that to your advantage. Get him to stick weights and get in there. I would say that Davey, moving forward throughout the course of this match with the hammer, if Jim throws his first weight off, I would be surprised if Davey starts throwing lobs up weights there, hoping that he sticks, and now we can create some action.
Sure. All right. pass shot here.
So, I mean, Jim's just going to hit this left-handed. If he sticks it, great.
Looks like it on the rail there.
Stayed the whole way.
Yep.
You know, that's something to really, really look at because Jim loves his left hand. Loves his left hand. So if you have a rail that kind of hangs right there, that's something to maybe exploit. Keep pounding it over there and make Jim throw right-handed at weights across the board over there. He may not have as much confidence as he usually does with his left hand.
And being down 6-0, this is exactly what Davey needed here.
It's a good lag.
Real good lag. Now it's 4.
Yep, 6-4, back
6,
in it.
Right in it.
I want to see Davey really learn this board right now. Board knowledge is going to be everything. Throw free hands, throw them out, see what's going on. Throw right hand crosses, throw left hand crosses, throw right spans. Really learn this board because I think that is Davey's advantage in this game. I don't think Davey wants to go bang and lag with Jim and try to beat him in a 2 out of 3.
You got to take Jim out of his game. You know, his game is bang and lag.
Yep.
You start playing with a lot of weights on the board, he's going to get a little uncomfortable, you know. That decision to go past that short one is really what set that frame up for him, you know. Gets a nice feel for where the end of the board is here.
And that's something to look at. You know, you'll have a chance at taking a look at this again once his feed's out. But Jim threw a short weight, Davey threw a wide right span right past it.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good shot to have in your arsenal as that wide span because it puts a lot of pressure. It allows you to keep weights closer to the rail to where people have to fire up the rail to hit weights because their right hand is blocked because of their short weight.
For all the shuffleboard junkies out there, great video to watch with that wide right span going past short weights is the Darrell Nelson versus Bill Melton game, where I filmed that out on, what is that board, 13 in like 2012.
Really?
And it's a great one. You know, it was the game that I learned that technique from.
Look at this rail holding again.
Yeah.
Same rail.
And Jim's getting frustrated now. You see his body language.
Now, this is a really, really, like, this board should play into Davey. And the reason why I say that is Davey has more shots. Davey has Jim has finger shots, but Davey's a little more finessey with them.
Sure.
Davey throws spans. Davey throws really, really good free hands. So this is going to be a board that should cause Jim a lot of fits, especially if that rail over there is holding. I mean, you're going to see Jim at times, and you may see Davey at times, overcompensate for a hanging rail and miss the other side of the weight. So if I'm Jim here, I believe this is Jim's third weight.
Yeah.
If I'm Jim here, I'm probably throwing a right cross and seeing if I can get right on top of this weight, the deep weight.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I get really, really lucky and I hit it off. But I need to get something past those 2 red weights and allow myself a chance to not give up 5 or 6 here.
Trying to stay in the game.
Yep. If I'm going to give up 2, if I'm going to give up 3, I give up 3.
Right.
See, and so that's what he's kind of electing to do there is by passing those weights.
Cut the bleeding.
So I'm sorry, that's his hammer.
Yep.
If that's his third weight right there, I like him doing that shot right there more than I would him trying to pick out a weight and then Davey comes back, covers it, and now Jim's having to go past 5 weights. 5 points with 3 weights.
You look at both of these players' body language right now. You know, Davey is cool as a cucumber. Jim is a little bit flustered, visibly flustered.
And it's completely opposite than what it was 7 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Davey, he's just taking control of the game. He settled himself down, and Jim is, you know, he's mopping his brow for crying out loud. You know. Right-handed cross, right to it.
I really, really like the speed at which Davey throws weights, because he really, really learns the board throughout the course of a game, as opposed to players that just fire weights, hit weights.
Yeah.
He really, I think, prides himself on being able to stick weights.
Right-hand jersey shot. Fast speed. He's really trying to make sure he doesn't stick anything right now. He doesn't want to give Jim any opportunity. It's middle of the game. A lot of game left. Jim Payne is always dangerous. He's another one of these ultra. He's finished every single time he's in the money. It seems like, huh?
Yeah, he is. Man, so that rail holds so well. Just throw it left-handed. You know? And you don't have to worry about sticking that weight. You know that rail, you just saw Jim try to throw a left rail shot and it stayed flat the whole way. Throw the same shot. You know, that play the board to your advantage. That may not be a shot that you love throwing, but that may be a shot that you're going to love throwing on this board.
Right. And Jim Payne's going for a free-handed leg.
He threw it. No, he didn't. Short.
I think this board's playing about 8 inches shorter than both players think it is right now, huh?
Very well could. It's a big frame for Davey right here.
Yep, tie ball game 7-7.
Jim has stopped the bleeding by scoring a point after being up 6-1.
Yep.
So
Davey's in a distinct advantage now because he's got the hammer at a tie point in the game. You know?
And Davey just has to gain confidence. Davey has scored based on some errors by Jim, right? And also lagging the opposite way of which he's going now. So it's going to be important for Davey. Like right there, I'd like Davey throwing a left hand and sticking that weight. No, stick. Yeah, just keep sticking weights. Get control of this frame. Now, that one's a little further over, and he's had trouble getting it all the way over there.
Right.
But, see, he's going to throw it now, and I think with his first weight, he has to find that shot.
Yep.
Right?
He's not going to get out of this match without
that shot's
finding
not
that
going to
shot.
go away.
Yeah.
So he's got to find a way to work through it and start sticking that weights to where.
And you got to know, a player like Jim Payne has already made a mental note that that's where he's going to try to get him to make a mistake. I had a player I used to play with once who told me, you know, if you can draw a miss from a player, don't go right back to that shot. Put it in your back pocket. Save it for when you need it.
You know that last shot that Davey just threw right there to just hit off that weight.
Oh, good shot there.
So moving forward in this game, I'm going to tell you how I would play this for the rest of the day on this board. If Jim threw a left cross short of a deuce that stayed on that left rail, I would just cover it every single time with my hammer.
Yeah.
Because if that's the weight that I have to stick constantly for the rest of the game, I'm probably not going to be extremely successful with it. So for the remainder of this match, if I have the hammer coming this way, if Jim wants to throw me a left cross to start a frame and it stays on a rail, I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to lag against that one the whole time, and not let him throw that left cross against me for the end of the frame. Or I'm gonna throw left crosses and keep sticking that to control a frame.
Right.
You can't just let a player keep throwing shots and you just bang, 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 and then they put you in a tough spot with your hammer.
Yeah.
And that's the first time that he's done it, that Davey's done it. So we'll see moving forward if he changes the strategy going that way. Now, this is where Davey popped a 3 at, going that way. So we'll see if he can see if he likes this lag a lot better than the other, and then he may say, you know what, I'll never have to come this way. I'm going to continue to lag that way, and Jim can lag this way, and I'll keep throwing left hands for Jim.
Jim misses another one.
So it's
So we've had a lot of misses from both players so far in this first game. This is a good opportunity for Davey here. He's this is his lagging end, right?
I mean, I believe so.
I think you probably wanted to cover that just a little bit better. Looks like it's open on the left side.
Yeah, he wants to cover that a lot better. You know, he wants to. He left the whole left side open. I mean, the whole weight's open in order for Jim to even stick that weight.
Right.
Like it's not even a pick out.
If you recall, Jim's had a lot of trouble off this left rail.
Absolutely.
He didn't stick it. So now he's lagging with one on the board. Jim is still visibly upset with himself. Jim's a pretty emotional player though. He wears his heart on his sleeve, I think, when he's out there, in competition.
Yeah, I mean, you know when Jim's happy, you know when Jim's not. But he's also down the stretch of games as cold-blooded as it gets whenever he needs a big lag. I'd like to see Davey. This weight has to stay on the board.
Yeah, that wasn't to say.
If it doesn't, guess what's coming?
Left cross. Yeah. He needs to control that.
And then you know how Jim's gonna protect his hammer coming this way. Left cross. He may even say, you know what, I'm gonna throw a left deuce to try to protect my hammer because I don't think you can hit it, and see if he can get a hop. So these weights have to stay. These weights have to stay on the board. Now for Jim here, it's 9-9. That's the go around there is there.
Sure.
Because we
it's
know
not a bad idea.
We know that if that was on the left side, it pulls too hard away.
Right.
On the right side, it's there.
And Jim releases right-hand cross. He's taking that option, but I don't think he quite got it around there. Died early on him. Now Dave's got a choice here. He might get a chance to bury one if he wants.
I think he will. I think he'll try to get a right cross in there. It's a good line right there by Davey.
Gave it enough gas.
That's a great line.
Yeah.
Really good shot. He's not happy with it, and he should love it.
Yeah, well, Jim could get another deeper one in there. That's the only thing. They start playing that game.
Yeah, he can, but you also have to think about what hand does Jim want to throw with. If this was on the left side of the board and that's all Jim, dominant.
Yeah, he's a dominant left-hand player.
Dominant left-handed, then it scares me a lot more than Jim really cranking a right hand all the way over there and throwing a deuce. Can he do it? Absolutely. But I would rather it be on this side of the board than the other side of the board.
As Jim Payne stands thinking about his shot. From his body position, it looks like he's going to come right-hand cross. He wants to go around it.
Yeah.
He's lining it up. Ultra focus. Look at his eyes right there. Smooth release.
He didn't get it over. He did get it over. Good shot right there.
Just barely gets by. That side seems to drag up a little bit.
Man, so that side over there almost looks like it keeps going that way to where you may not have to get it all the way over there.
Yeah.
Short.
Jim Payne steals one there. So we're looking at 10-9.
It's Jim Payne's hammer.
Oh, it's Jim Payne's hammer.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's tough when I can't count the weights.
He's one man. It's tough whenever frames last a little longer.
Yeah.
And every single shot you're explaining, it's tough. This will be a left cross.
Right.
And the other option Jim has here, which I don't love, is sticking that deep red weight, but I think he's gonna lag, especially a player like Jim that loves lagging.
Yeah. He gets it over there. Line is a little bit too steep. So he still scores 1, but he's a little disappointed himself.
And Davey doesn't like how that frame turned out, or like where he was whenever Jim had his hammer, right? But what Davey did really well there was press action, clutter board, not let Jim just lag.
Yep.
Jim had to push something way over to try to score more than one. So at the end of the day,
Dave's got to be happy about that.
Yeah, you see, that game benefits him. Clutterboard, action, especially if he can get it with his hammer. I really want to see Davey with the hammer start to throw. Did he miss it on that side?
Oh my gosh, that left side is just holding so much.
I want to see Davey with hammer start to lob weights up there and just pray that Jim sticks weights that he can go in there and take advantage of.
One time I played in a tournament, the only time I ever played Mike Taylor, and he handily destroyed me. And then
welcome to the group.
And then but afterwards he took me aside. He said, I want to see you get a little more aggressive with the hammer, and that stuck with me ever since. And I just heard you say that almost in the exact same language that Mike told me. I'm assuming you probably learned something like that from him yourself.
Yeah, me and Mike have played a couple games together throughout the years. This is big for Davey to get on 12.
Yep. He's throwing a deep one. He definitely doesn't want to throw it off.
And Davey's always pushing for twos. You can tell every single time he lags, he expects to lag a 2.
Yeah.
But he has to be happy with the course of that frame. If you told Davey, whenever that frame started, that he was going to lag a 3, stoked. All right. Really, really excited about lagging a 3 at 9 to 10.
Sure. So Davey's first 12.
So
he's covering up a little bit of the board's getting chewed up there.
We talked about clutter, right? This is a short weight situation.
He doesn't do it though.
Throw short weight. Don't let Jim feel the end of the board. Don't let Jim go out there and stick weights and control the frame. Don't lag off and give Jim a look at the end of the board. That's all Jim wants to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Find his stroke.
Find the end of the board. Like clean board, just the less complicated that this game is, advantage Jim.
Sure.
Right? So throw a short weight. Jim's not bumping up a short weight ever at 12-10, ever.
Right. And that's a great thought there is you gotta know who you're playing.
Yeah.
So if you're playing Mike Taylor, if you're playing you, short weight's probably not the best idea. But Jim Payne, knowing him, maybe it isn't a bad decision,
Yeah, and something that I was taught really, really early is the scoreboard dictates what you do, right? The scoreboard dictates every single shot that you throw is dictated on what the scoreboard says.
Right.
So people go into frames thinking that, hey, I'm just going to play regular shuffleboard here, and however it turns out, which is.
And Jim's testing that line again.
Yeah, of course.
He's trying to find right where that is.
trying to think where that train of thought was before
We got a rowdy group
the
over there.
hooligans next to us started cheering.
Shuffleboard hooligans.
That weight has to be on the board from Davey.
We were talking about playing the player.
Yeah, and so more than the player, play the scoreboard,
Sure.
right? So even at 12-10, if Mike wants to bump up a weight at 12-10 against me,
Let him try, huh?
yeah, like I'm okay with creating a little action at I'm only up 12-10.
That's a hard strategy to execute, even if you're, one of the great players. You're doing that because you're behind.
You have to take advantage. You have to
Look at
take
that hold up right there. He's
you
got
have,
4.
you have to take advantage of people's aggression as well.
So Dave gets the first one on a very unlucky bump. Looks like he found about where the...
Davey's got to stick weights.
Yeah.
If Davey can stick weights in this game, he takes such a big advantage here. I said, and that's if I'm gonna miss a weight, where's that weight at?
I don't have one up here.
No, I'm saying where's that weight?
Oh, it's just past the emblem.
Like that's a stick weight
Sure.
all the time.
Well, he's got another try at it here.
The depth is stick, but he's going back to the right span to just hit it off. So he's thrown 2 shots with his hammer so far. Both of them have been really hard blast shots, essentially. So if Jim throws another weight here and keeps it on the board, Davey never gets to feel the end of the board, and it's his hammer.
Right.
Davey's going to throw another right hand span at this, throw it hard, still never feels it. If I'm Jim here, why not throw the exact same shot right there? Throw a deuce right there.
Right. He hasn't stuck it yet.
If you're Davey right now, into that frame, you've just won the first game, you can come out and afford to miss a 1 with your first weight.
Right.
Throw it nice and smooth.
So he's going at a free hand. Seems to he shot pretty quick, so I think he knows what he's going to do with it, but did he give it enough gas?
I mean, he has no idea the speed of the board.
Right. Yeah, because he hasn't. Yep.
He's never thrown it.
Yep.
So far in this game, he's never thrown
So
it to go to the end of the board.
First frame, Jim Payne steals 3 points.
That's a great frame by Jim.
And now
right?
he has control of this next frame. He's putting it on that left side. Our left, their right. Where David missed a lot of shots.
Davey needs to practice slag here. And for listeners at home, or like as people listen to this game, by no means am I dogging David Dickerson's game by saying, he keeps throwing the wrong shot. This is just from a strategy standpoint. You have to develop early sticking weights.
Sure.
You have to stick weights with your hammer in order to gain control of frames. And if you're not willing to do that, you're going to have a hard time lagging because you never feel the end of the board. So you're constantly guessing. And so if you can stick a weight, you take control of the frame. Now they start to chase you. They hit and go. Guess what I get to do now? Practice my lag. Right? If I stick the first weight with the left cross, even though I'm uncomfortable with it, but it's a 1. Now, the other thing about that frame to start off with is if Jim throws a 3 right there, then sure, you don't know the shot. You don't want to get cute with it. You don't worry about sticking it. Go ahead and throw your right span, blast it off.
Yeah.
But it was a 1. Learn a shot right there. You're up a game. Stick that weight. If you miss it, who cares? It's a 1. Get back in it with your next 3 weights.
Right.
But you can't constantly play blindfolded and think that you're going to beat the top guys out here.
So early in the second game, Jim stole that first frame, 3 points. Dave just lagged 1.
What shot would you practice there after you just came up short of the weight? The guy keeps throwing you left hand after left hand after left hand. What shot are you practicing there? With your first weight?
I might practice just find out where a 2 or 3 is left-handed,
I'm throwing left-handed, right?
Yeah.
I need that line.
Yeah.
The player that you're playing against is going to keep putting you on left hands.
That said, he did just draw a miss.
Yeah, right. And
oh, nice little split out though.
but practice that left shot. Practice that left shot. Very rarely are pros just going to miss a shot right out in the open.
Yeah.
Like that. All right. I mean, he just kind of lobbed a short.
In this match, Jim's missed like 3 or 4 of those right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead on it. Here's a chance now. David's going to have to try that left hand. He's going to have to give it enough gas, too. He can't baby it. There it is.
That shows you right there that Davey hasn't left.
Yeah.
Right, Davey
He just found it.
Dude, Davey throws well with both hands. Would he rather throw right-handed? Yes. He can throw left-handed. He's not one of those players that's one-dimensional, one hand. This is what I throw with all the time. This is what I'm staying with. He's going to throw lefty.
And I saw that angle there. Jim was trying to roll that, and he got it. Real nice shot. It came out a little more than he wanted it to, but...
So it gets a little testy here.
Yeah,
because
going to that side of the board.
Right. So you have to keep this off the rail.
Yeah. I think he's got it. Oh. Wow. Could have been worse.
See what Payne lags here.
Real nice shot.
Looks pretty good.
Nice. Jim Payne pumps another 3 in there, 6-1, really taking control of the game. Short weight in the middle by Jim Payne. Davies can come at this with a thumb shot. Jim's going to try to stick this. Good stick. The weight's on the other side of the table, but he's still going to come at it. Oh, is he trying to go around it? I like that.
Good shot. Hit Jim on his right hand.
Yep.
Good job, hit Jim right there. Now I think you just stick this weight. I don't think you pass it again because you don't want to lie against 2.
He's going deep with it. See how it dragged up?
It died.
Yeah.
It died pretty hard.
No
try
stick,
by Jim
gets
right
it
there.
off.
I mean, he's trying to stick that weight. Still a solid shot.
Here's a test of his leg.
Nope. I mean, he tested the right, so if I'm Davey there, and I just practiced that right cross and ended up a little short, I may try to just pump that right cross just a little more, right, instead of going into a free hand. And I haven't tested my free hand coming this way.
Dave's down 2-6. Right hand cross shot.
Every single match that I've seen Davey play, he's not every single game, but he's kind of started off slow, and then found his way in the middle, and then closed.
Right.
So if I'm him, that's the way mentally that I should feel, right? Man, I've had a rough start a lot throughout the course of this tournament, and I've found ways throughout the courses of games to make stuff happen, get W's. So.
Good stick. He pushes it out to the middle of the table there.
And he's up a game.
Jim's trying that testy left side and misses again.
So which way are you going around this weight?
Well, I try to go around the side Jim's been missing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Lining it up. It's got to come off that rail. Froze it. So he got a read on that a little bit that time. That was where he wanted that other one. That was a nice shot.
Great shot right there.
This is a real hard one for Jim because it's not going to come in. It's just not. You think he's going to try to outlag it?
That's Davey's hammer.
Oh, Davey's hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. So he's going for a combo. Or a pick out. Real soft shot. Came into the first one.
Oh, sorry, never mind.
Yeah, so I thought it was Jim's.
I forgot Davey on the way back said it's so slow. Whenever he was lagging.
Big steal for Davies right back in at 5'6". Coming at Jim pretty aggressively now, I think.
I've called about 500 frames of shuffleboard today.
Yeah.
So
well, you're our hero, man. You're our star.
starting to run together now. So excuse me if I lose track of hammer in one frame or weights here and there.
I lost track of at least 2 already, and I haven't been calling as many games as you. Don't worry about it. Tried that come around there.
I like Jim's aggression there, even though he's up 6-5.
Well, you got to do something at some point, You got to try to break the game open. Dave's going to try that same alley, I'm sure. Here it goes. Good shot.
I think you'll see Jim try to hit the combo here.
Good combo by Jim Payne. He's a lot more comfortable on this side with that left,
so Protect your hammer. Which way are you going?
If I'm Jim Payne?
No, if I'm Davey.
No, I think he's trying to draw a miss here, isn't he?
It's a good shot.
I mean, if I'm trying to protect my hammer, personally, like for me, protect the hammer is like what I'm comfortable lagging. I kind of like to go dead center of the board because I like to lag freehand.
And so in this spot, what we've seen all game is the best way to protect your hammer is left cross.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's a tough shot. So
you might get a miss out of it.
Yep.
stick for 2. Jim's lining that right up. Looks like he's pretty confident in it. Little finger shot.
I think he's all over it.
Boy, that just started dying there. He might have got...
All right. See how Jim plans to play this frame here.
Yeah.
Maybe a short weight. I'd imagine it's a short weight here. And if I'm Davey, I'm not throwing at that short weight because Jim's had so much trouble hitting weights. I'm throwing maybe a wide right span.
Jim's getting the feel for the end of the board here. He's just pressing the line, but he's right there.
God, I really want Davey to start throwing right hand. I mean,
throwing left hand
start
sticks.
throwing left hand sticks.
Yeah.
Stick that damn weight. All right, it's go time. Now that's not a stick spot.
Yeah, he's
Now
got the
it's
hammer
over.
here.
Now
So
it's going around.
Yeah.
It's got to slow down, I think.
Oh, he didn't want to do that. If Jim covers him on the right side and even leaves the left open a little bit, you know, it's a little bit of a lure because, as Jim knows, that's not an easy rail to stick off of.
But what's also scary about that is that it's so flat that you can throw a little finesse shot up the rail and it'll hold, and then
Maybe
stick.
just baby dive at the end.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. He gets it over there. Looks like a pretty good cover.
Yeah. I think Dave's just going to try the combo here. See, Dave's trying to go in there.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to happen. Oh, look what a good
great shot.
Yeah, that's a very
Phenomenal
challenging
shot
shot.
right there by Davey. And that's what Davey can do that Jim is uncomfortable with. Right? And so that's why I'll keep saying it throughout the course of this frame is or the course
Almost
of this
everybody. I was uncomfortable looking at it.
Is that like that's Davey's strength in this match.
Yeah.
Is his shot making. So I'd like to see him use that more and more throughout the course of this match. Use his shot making, use his going around ability. And he did this frame, right? He tried to get around that weight, just didn't execute. But if he can start executing the shot making side of it, like Jim's gonna have a long day.
Right. So two weights on the board. He gets it down there. I think he's gonna like that.
It's got to run a little bit.
Oh man. Freehand shot from the middle.
My friend Kyle White just stepped in the building.
Hey, Kyle. There's a weight in the middle of the emblem right there. 6'8". Jim Payne's got the hammer. You think he's going around it?
He's not, but I would.
I think I would too. And Dave's trying to just tempt him, you know? He's kind of giving him a lot to work with.
I love it.
He's trying to get that lots of weights on the table. Trying to draw that stick out. If he keeps grinding, he's going to get what he's looking for, I think. Both these players have had an extremely long day.
Yeah.
And you let your guard down for 1 second, you miss a weight, or you stick a weight accidentally. It's so easy to do.
Yeah. And if Jim hits and goes with this weight, I want to see Davey throw left cross. Like, left cross deuce right here. I don't care that Jim's favorite shot is left hand.
Yeah.
That's a tough shot.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it. Throw left cross deuce here. This is kind of part in the game right here that Jim just pops a 3 on you.
Sure.
And just finishes you off.
He's staring at it like he likes it. Nice deep 2. There was an aspect of this game where they had to both agree to either play tonight after 12 hours of game, or get some rest and play this match first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And both Jim wavered on it. At first he wanted to play, then I think he didn't want to play, and now they finally agreed to play. Strategically, I kind of like the idea of playing in the morning, because if you win that game, whoever you're playing in the winner's bracket is coming in ice cold.
Think about the age of these two players.
Yeah. Oh no, you're right.
If I'm the young dude, we're playing tonight.
Okay.
Right? If I'm the older one out of the group,
Yeah.
I'm playing tomorrow.
Jim
right?
is somebody though, in
Oh,
a
yeah,
certain
yeah.
way. He defies all that. He's such a seasoned veteran tournament player. He's gotten rest when he could today. And the left hand gets him again. He's just, I don't know if I like what he just did there. That was a little unsportsmanlike, in my opinion.
I don't think he meant to throw as much wax up there, but
he
it's
got
still
frustrated.
See what David decides to do here. If he's just going to cover this way, if he tries to bump this way.
But it is, again, Jim wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he? On those fancy compression sleeves.
Yeah.
You got some of them? You play with those?
Fashionista. No.
No, I don't think
I
Jim
didn't.
could ever be accused of being a fashionista. But,
He threw the same shot.
oh my God. This is real tough. Here's an opportunity for Dave to get right back into it.
Yeah. Showing 8-10, like a deuce at the 10-10.
Right. That's another thing too. Jim's over there walking around, and that's real bad etiquette.
Yeah, at the pro side, I think we tend to care a little less about it, especially because people are usually playing on the side of boards.
Sure.
The thing that you'll see that a lot of pros don't like is you finishing your frame and walking down the board alongside your board.
Sure.
If you go around, you come around the back, very rarely, are we looking up whenever we're lagging?
Sure.
But if I see you in my peripheral or you're walking as I'm trying to throw, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I still.
I mean,
it's not my
correct.
favorite thing.
Right. I'm not letting Jim lag in this situation.
Right. Jim's just gonna get tougher too the more he
And
gets
if
frustrated.
I'm Jim right here, I'm going around that weight.
Right.
I'm
Let's
having
see
a
if he-
tough time hitting weights. I need to bury a dude.
He's going for the hit though.
Yeah.
does.
I mean, it's not surprising that that's what he's going with. And if I'm Davey here, I don't know how good that right's had a little trouble there. Just stick that weight. Jim just told you that he's not going around it.
See, he's going around. He was trying to go around that.
Mhm.
I like that little go around
Yeah,
myself in
yeah,
that
like I said,
situation. If it's a gimme, you know, which it kind of is. If the board was a little faster and playing the way he wanted to, that's a no-brainer. But he might have gotten himself into a little bit of trouble here if Jim finds that go around.
Yeah. Oh man.
As Jim grips away with the right hand. He's really thinking about what that stroke is. He's probably thinking about the speed of the board. Trying to put those bad shots out of his mind, steady himself. Get back into that competitive focus. Good speed.
Good shot. It's a great shot. Put some pressure on Davey here. Davey, we've all seen that rail holds, right? So Davey can't push it straight through. He's got to get it off. If he gets it off too much, he may run into his blue weight or the other blue weight.
Looks like it's starting to turn, but I don't know if it's going to turn it off. Oh,
Good shot.
Those shots scare me, man.
Great shot by Davey.
That could have been a... He did it. I got no reason to be scared.
It's going to be a little finger shot from Jim.
Yeah. Well, and you got to throw a finger shot, you know, on that side. For players at home, you know, if you got a board that's holding a rail like that, all you got to do is start throwing your weight from one or two boards in, and that effect of that weight sliding down that same side of the board is going to just completely go away. Jim Payne. And despite the fact that he's missed several weights left-handed, he's in firm control of this game.
Practicing on the left hand.
That's right. He's practicing that left hand to find out, you know, if there's one down there, what's he got to do to get it there? That's a good shot. No wasted shots in this game, right?
Correct.
And Dave is hoping he can go back to that. I think he did. Jim missed it again.
Man.
Really upset there. Earmuffs if you have children watching at home.
It's pretty tough to watch a pro struggle that much on the same shot.
Oh my Lord.
Ooh, that's
teetering. It's teetering.
And I think, I mean, my eyes have been on all day, but
I saw
that
that
looked
at
like
the
it
end.
kinda
Yeah,
just-
it looked like it's, yeah. Looks like Jim might go over there and make it safe. And now Jim's making that safe. He's just pushing it back a little bit so that he knows that if he pushes his body against the table, it won't fall off. Now we had a little incident earlier today, didn't we, where it fell off in the
and it was with Davey.
Oh, was it? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and in a tournament like this, and granted, these two players, like I said, student and teacher, if that's me and Mike Taylor, I'm letting him go down there and make it safe. If you're playing against somebody else,
you're the one that's supposed to make it safe.
No,
or you get a tournament official.
Tournament official's going to make that safe. I'm not letting somebody go down to the end of the board
Put it where
and
they
put
want
that
it.
as
Yeah.
far as they can to make that thing safe.
For what it's worth, you know, Jim's the guy you can probably trust to not do that, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty good cover. It's probably wanted another 6 inches deeper, but and I can't tell if it's open on the right.
And
either
so
from this
something to think
angle.
about here is, if I'm covering that, I've seen how hard Jim's had with his left hand. I would rather miss my cover a little to the right
Yep.
than I would a little to the left.
Yep, absolutely. background, you might hear some people, the hooligans, as we said.
By some people, we mean Bobby Golightly.
I mean Bobby Golightly. And but you notice both these players have headphones in, and they are completely oblivious to that, which is something to think about if you're a singles player at a high level.
There's a little topic of conversation on Facebook the other day about should people be able to wear headphones during shuffleboard, and I think it's ridiculous to even have a conversation about what somebody puts in their ears while they're playing a singles match.
Agreed. And Jim's really taking his time here with this shot. I mean, he knows the importance of it because this could get Davey right back in the game. He's floating it in there. I think he's going to hit the front one. Clipped it. Oh my
That's
God,
game.
it stayed on.
It's over. Passes.
And Dave Dickerson Jr. wins the match.
That's tough.
That's going to be it for our broadcast day today. Join us tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the 2018
At what time?
American Shuffleboard Championships Finals, 9 a.m.
It's 12:30 right now.
So we're just staying up all night and drinking or what?
God. 9 a.m.
Well, you can join me at 9 a.m. Eddie might miss his call time.
So winner's bracket game at 9 a.m.?
That's the finals.
All right. I'll see y'all at 9 a.m.
All right.
See ya.
Love you, Eddie.